Hello, welcome. Hello there. Can you hear me? I'm not sure about that. Can anybody hear me? Hello. Ah, okay, good. I don't know. I'm on the computer, so I thought I'd just pop in quick and see what's going on. See if anybody's out there today. Running a little late today. All right, what's going on? Boy, I got a lot of people. Peterbilt, nice to see you. Mr. Escobar. Lance, Anton of Trucking is here. It's Road Life. Boy, what's happening? It's all stormy here today. Thought I'd pop in for a quick hello and see what's happening. Pete and Jeff are here today. Oh, your first time. Good. Congratulations for coming in. I appreciate it. Nice to see you here today. Nittany Lions are giving the thumbs up. Robbie in Louisville. Okay, yeah, we'll be down there in March in Louisville. Sean, what's happening out there? Wanted to see if it would work from a computer. Good, it works. This is even better. Have to get a camera. I'm all fuzzy, at least here anyway. Is the Freightliner Coronado good on aerodynamics? No. People love driving them, though, right? Boy, that's the thing. People love driving them, but no fuel mileage. 108. Man, it's 70 here and stormy. 70 degrees. That's crazy. It's always hot out there. I'm surprised, you know. This is like a 5-year-old computer. So, Mr. Vinny, hello there, sir. Yeah, that worked out good today. It's hot and sunny. Well, good. Yeah, Georgia, right. Nice down there, but we're getting storms finally up here today. It's been crazy. Be a very late day here today. What's everybody thinking about out there today? Since this actually worked, so I was, which I'm quite grateful about. As we head into the weekend. And who has applied at Maverick now that we did that? That's pretty good. That was a suggestion from all of you, so I'm going to be doing that every week. That's I really like doing that. My day was good so far. Wait till I get to work, and then we'll see what happens. That's for sure. Running very late today. I'm here in Lafayette, Indiana. The beautiful city of Lafayette. Everybody comes here for vacation. That's what people always people always talk about. It's like their dream destination. People retire here, you know. Right. How do I know so much about trucking? Well, I don't know how much about trucking. I've been driving for 30 years. So that certainly helps. And I've been in 49 states in a truck and most different kinds of trailers other than automotive. Well, you know, long distance, I would prefer probably a reefer because I always got the best miles long distance at a reefer. They just seem to go farther. People don't ship stuff 100 miles, it seems like, on a reefer. So it just depends what you're doing. And, you know, years ago it was harder. You always had to unload them, but you don't have to do that anymore. Pretty much. It's, you know, whenever I did, it was all palletized, always palletized freight that just came right off. But, you know, they're advertising some of these jobs where you hand unload and, you know, if you see a reefer that's got 3 side doors on it, you're about to go to work. That's for sure. You are about to make some work happen. With the less side doors, the better. Somebody putting out ramps and conveyor belts and everything, no way. That's not for me. That's for you young people. Once you get into your extreme upper 30s like me, you don't want to do that kind of work. That's good. You applied to Maverick 6 months ago. Oh, if you were let go from a job within a year, they won't hire you? Wow. Well, that's kind of rough. Huh. Yeah, don't some fleets require it? Yes. Those are not fleets that I would work for. Some people love doing it. I mean, it keeps you in shape or whatever. So, you know, I'm just not one for touching freight. It's right, Thomas, right? I don't like to touch it. They hired me to drive, right? Not unload freight. They can get somebody else to do that. That proves they're good. They're not begging. Oh, that's very good. That's very good. Hello, Geeks Trucking. What's going on out there? Yeah, okay. So they're not begging for people. You know, that's the problem is companies have lowered their expectations when they should keep their expectations high and then get better drivers. They just keep lowering. You know, we'll take students. When I started here, we would only go 5 years of experience. You did beer unload for 12 years and now you're dropping out. That's better. You can get more, you know, that's the other thing. Unless they're paying really good for it, you can't make any money unloading anything. You know, it's got to really pay good. You make the most money driving. So we want to maximize drive time, I think. I don't want to be sitting around unloading all day. Yeah, most large fleets don't require unloading. That's correct. Most places don't require you to load and unload. It isn't necessary anymore. That's for sure. Some, you know, but like Cisco Foods and that Sigma, they're all hand and load. People, I see people delivering. There was somebody delivering to a car dealership here the other day at like 3 a.m. He's hand unloading. That seems a little bit scary. Bro, you make double what you make when you're unloading beer, right? Right. Unloading, it's got to really pay good to make it worthwhile. It takes so much of your time, and that with electronic logs, it takes so much of your electronic log time. You know, before people could, of course, nobody did it, but they could falsify their log and get more time. Nobody did it, but it was possible to do. If the big companies fired the recruiting office, could they pay top in the industry? Yes. You know, some of the recruiters don't even have an idea what they're talking about. I call people, I call people, and then I post something that it says this, and 10 people at work there go, no, they pay this amount. So the recruiters don't even have an idea what they're talking about. Why aren't the recruiters kept up to date on what is happening? Car hauling and loading and unloading isn't bad. You have to weigh 110 pounds. So you could squeeze out of the door of the car 3 inches so it doesn't hit the truck or whatever. And to me, you know, it's scary getting all the way up on the top of that in the wintertime. Richard, what's happening today? I thought I'd just pop in for a quick chat here today. And I didn't have any idea if this would even work. I've been doing this big project. And so I thought, I'll just try a computer and see if it works. And it's working better than I had anticipated. Plenty of empty equipment sitting around at Maverick. Somebody's paying for a lot of empty equipment. Yeah, you know, somebody's got to pay for that. But then do you want to lower your standards, or should you keep your standards up and keep people that way? That'd be better, right? Hello, Truck O. What's going on? These blogs were the dumbest idea our government could have done. The blogs? No, hopefully not my blog. They don't pay for lumpers to unload the cars. No, you get in and drive the car up there. How much would a lumper charge for that since the load's like $300? Probably $50 a car, 9 cars, $450 to load up your car haul. Nice. That's a job I could get into if I just had to drive it on there. But what are you gonna? You're gonna Dukes of Hazzard it out the window to get in and out of the car. Yeah, here your P379 fuel mileage. No, 389. Right, that's aerodynamic. 2 totally different trucks, and they don't sell those anymore, right? Didn't they change numbers again? That you can't keep up with the numbers on them. It's like you know, they just keep changing the numbers all the time. 379, not great on fuel. Not great. Okay. It should have said, yeah, e-logs. Well, you know, you kind of talk to the wrong person probably. I've been on, you know, EOBR since 2010, and I haven't had any problems with it. And so now some of our trucks have e-logs. I don't have one yet. I did for a while and then switched back out, but I'm still electronic, and I don't think people should cheat. When you cheat, you're doing more than one person's work. You're doing maybe 20% more work than you would do. So every 5 you're doing, every 6 you're doing, 8 people's work. That it puts pressure on the industry. Don't cheat the law. Run legal. Make them get you. Make you sit, in a motel or whatever. Right. Who do I drive for? A lot of people always ask me that. I can't see who I drive for. They have a social media policy, right? And so I don't want them all griping about my videos, and they would not like my crap company, I'm sure, because those are our friends or whatever. So I don't say who I drive for, but I also don't recruit for them. So many drivers on YouTube only recruit for a company. Oh, go there, recruit, right? And I get recruiting money. I don't do recruiting for my company either, right? What I say is what I say, but I keep my company out of it because probably they wouldn't like it or could fire you. And I've been here 16 years. So I'm not going to jeopardize that, or have them just griping about stuff. So I just don't do it. Don't drivers cheat on logbooks? Yeah, not anymore. Not anymore. Thank you for the crap company. I appreciate it. I like doing it. It's a lot of fun calling these places. Yeah. Yeah, well, people that have not been in a truck making the rules. I agree with that. But that's even at your company. They put out a handbook or whatever. That's somebody that has no idea what they're talking about. Dispatch generally has no idea what they're talking about. One of our dispatchers, he has a degree in golf management. Okay, so there you go. He has a bachelor's degree in golf management because they require you to have a degree to move into dispatch. Brilliant. Brilliant. I don't know anything about Western distribution. Okay, you recruit for staff rate. That's awesome, right? I don't do that. I'm not out here recruiting for my company or any particular place. And some drivers only are out here recruiting for one place. So you got to always be suspect when they only talk about their one place as being the greatest place ever. Mr. Ches, good day to you. It's nice to see you out here today on a quick live stream in the storm. Can't you get around the E-log mandate by buying a 90s? Yeah, you can get a 99 or older truck engine. Then you don't have to do it if you want. If you want to drive a 20-year-old engine around, here's what are we trying to get around? Why are we trying to cheat? How many hours a day do you want to work? Do we need to work 100 hours? You get a bonus for recruiting our drivers. Yeah, I would too, right? Most of these drivers, that's why they do this on here. They're not doing it for their health. They get money for it. And so then what they're saying needs to be suspect when it's only one company. That's what I'm saying. They have the best looking trucks. Yeah. All right. I'll give you that. But the best looking trucks don't pay the bills. They come out here too. And I noticed this. I thought that guy's going east. Right. So I thought it was funny. I don't know. That's just me, I guess. Kind of humorous. Not sure. What's the difference between Flying J and a Pilot? Pizza. The pizza that they sell at the counter. Is 55 cents a mile good and 18.75. Look, I would like 20 an hour for detention. That's just, kind of a cutoff. But you have to look at the whole package. I mean, that's good mileage. What's their whole package? How much are you going to make at the end of the week? That's the question. What are we going to make at the end of the week? Is it the money you want to make? What are my thoughts on glider kits? It's the same kind of idea. I like a newer truck. To drive around in. So a glider kit, are we trying to get the glider kit to avoid the law? Or are we trying to get it to, what are we doing to avoid DEF? I don't know. Why are we doing it? Why are we getting an older truck? You're going to have a harder time getting some drivers, I think, if you're trying to put a driver in it. If you're buying it yourself, then maybe it saves money. So then maybe it's worth it for that. But to avoid the law, no. Yeah, right. Oh, no, I totally agree, right, that the trucks do look good. I agree. You have to work long hours in order to retire early. Well, I mean, isn't 14 enough a day? That isn't 14 hours a day enough. That's more than half the day. That should be plenty, I think. So you're getting a glider to avoid the DEF? Yeah. See, I've heard a bunch of people talk about that. Now, I have this 2018, and I haven't had any DEF problems, but a couple of our other ones that came in have had DEF problems with them. That came in at the same time as my truck. So there are some problems, and it would save money. You wouldn't have to buy DEF all the time. Although with the fuel mileage that I get, it may offset that extra cost. Western Distribution said they make a lot of money. Well, good. Then they can retire early too. Yeah, K&B does say $12.50 a week if you have 6 months. That is true, right? And I did them as a crap company of the week, which you can check out for sure. But $12.50 a week isn't all of it. If you're being micromanaged, no way. That's the thing. The total pay is not everything. They micromanage you. There are tons of people, and it isn't just me saying that. You can go just look them up. Tons of people independently on all different forums are saying the same thing about them. It's just a total disaster. The older trucks sound great. You put the big stacks on it, I guess, right? They all sound great. Trucking wife, I'm still home running late today, so I thought I'd do a quick live stream before I headed out for the day. You don't know if it's true, but California's going to try to outlaw DEF. I don't think so. I haven't heard that. Yeah, right. They're the ones that want all this emission garbage and started for the rest of everybody. And there's no way that it's a mandate anyway. The trucks all have it. What would they do? What would they do now? The new trucks need to be louder. Well, my truck exhaust comes out underneath the truck, so you can barely hear it. It's like a car. Ironically, it's single. That huge the huge engine, it's single exhaust, and my Escape with a 1.6 has dual exhaust. So I quite find that quite funny. I buy the one that got the best fuel mileage, right? My Cascadia is always at least in the high eights, which is pretty good. So if I was going to buy one for myself, it'd have to get fuel mileage. Because even if it costs more, if you're getting 8.5, 9 miles to the gallon, that's way better than a truck that costs less that gets 6 miles to the gallon. That's a ton of money. Truck, oh, I am a company driver. Company driver. That's why I can't say stuff about the company because they'll fire me or whatever, you know. And I've been here over 16 years. So, and that's unusual, certainly in the industry, but we have a lot of drivers that stay 10, 15 years. We have tons of drivers that stay. And that's the way it should be. Find a place, wherever it is, whatever you like to do, and stay there. Stay there so you don't have to keep switching around. It's a hassle moving all. Our new Volvo's any good. We have one Volvo, and the guy swears by it. And I drove it one day. I had to drive it somewhere, and I love it. Oh, thanks, trucking wife. That is super appreciated. I appreciate it from you, and I will shout out to Richard right here as well. So, you know, and it shifts great. The Volvo shift is super awesome. It's way better than the Eaton shift in my Freightliner. Way better. Does having the pipes affect fuel mileage? Yeah, anything in the air affects your fuel mileage for sure. You're thinking about Lone Mountain Trucking leasing because you don't have good credit. It's or 10,000 down. Well, truck sales places. I mean, Rush is a big place in the industry. Would you be just leasing it yourself and putting it on somewhere? That's almost like buying it. So that would be better, right? Leasing from a company, not good. Yeah, look at Abe's video on K&B. I totally agree. You know, and I didn't see that video before I did K&B. Okay, somebody in the comments recommended, and I go watched it, and it was really, really incredible. Run hard, get paid. Run hard, get paid. That's incredible. And from what I looked around, then after that, K&B is still doing the same thing to this very day. I should run for president of the United States. That would be pretty awesome. In the 90s, in 96, 94, I don't remember what year even, I ran for state representative in my district here in Indiana and got hardly any votes. People say they want something new, but they don't really want change. They want everybody else's representative to change. So I don't know about presidency. We'll see how that goes. If if I'm nominated, I'll run. How about that? So lease purchase from the dealer yourself, right? Okay, you told me to watch it, right? Okay, right. And I did watch it, and it was really, really, really something. Really an incredible video. So if you're going to lease purchase it away from a company, that's just like buying it. Because then when that company, if something happens, they hose you, they go out of business. Doesn't matter what it is, right? You can take it with you. It's your truck. You get to boot the heck out of there. When you lease from a company, you're at their mercy. They starve you out. You can't take that truck anywhere and go anywhere. Here you can go with it. So that is totally the way to do it, right? Well, I appreciate it. I'll have more videos up all the time, as always, 3 to 5 a week. The fuel mileage, well, what's the fuel mileage like on a Volvo or a Freightliner? Well, you know, it depends. You can set them up any way you want to do it. You know, you put 600 horsepower in it and, you know, roll the thing at, you know, with low gearing. You got to set the truck up for what you're going to do, the weight you want to do, and everything else like that. So it just depends how you set them up. We set them up good here. Like I said, I'm running 1175 at 65 in the truck. It gets great mileage. But guys set them up to pull or whatever. If you run west all the time, my truck probably doesn't pull good because it's not geared for that. So geeks, yeah, I'm staying above all the drama on YouTube. That is for sure. I don't want any part of it. I'm not in it. Just trying to put out information to people and talk about trucking. This drama, it's like being in middle school again. It's crazy, and I'm out of it. I'm never in it. I'm out of it. Good. Don't ever drive for K&B, Peterbilt, or anybody else, right? Although I haven't taken their number down, like I have a couple places that are so bad, some I take the number off the website, but they're still up there. You know, that was a long time ago. Well, you know, really, in YouTube, everybody knows a lot of people. I appreciate that. I appreciate that people like me in YouTube, and it's appreciated. I'm just trying to do what I can for the industry out here. Jim Palmer, you know, not a great place. I know you called him and you found out that, you know, what you found out on the phone, not great compared to a lot of other places that you're calling, which pay a lot better or just do better for you, really, really. Which would be better to lease on a QC or to a QC or van reefer company? What is a QC company? Why am I not thinking about that? Thanks, Charles. Good afternoon to you too. It is 4:32 here today, depending where you are. I'm thinking, oh, quality carriers. Okay, yeah. Well, look, I always thought that reefer, for me, was my experience on the road, got the most miles. So, and when I had if I was going to have a truck, I want to put miles on it to make money. So that's how I thought about it. I was going coast to coast all the time. I'd go out and get Ghirardelli up near San Francisco, there, San Jose, and those would go all the way across the country, and then you'd get something going back. And I always thought that was really good. Plus, the guy at Ghirardelli would give you free squares, sometimes 10 free squares, which is also awesome. Wasn't Abe's fault for putting that out about Camby? No, I agree. No, nobody's saying anything about him, right? They totally hosed him on that. And the only reason he put that out, Rod, I watched those follow-ups, is because they didn't treat him right when he told them about it. I totally agree. And I'm glad he got out of that place. And everybody in there should have been fired, including the whole place should have been closed down, for sure. You're saying a new Volvo. Yeah, look, they look nice. They look incredible. That Globetrotter one I see them rolling around, right. Fuel miles doesn't matter to me. Okay, and because you do oversize and overweight. All right, so it's all what it pays. Fine then. Right. Then get a big Volvo and engine that thing up, because you're going to get enough money to cover that. That's not going to make any matter. Arizona now, perfect. The more miles, the more wear and tear. But but that's how you make money, right? If hazmat pays good for short runs, it might be better. Well, that would bother me, I guess, as an owner-operator, because I would always feel like I'm being, at an inspection, they're going to be closer and more likely to get tickets. I don't know. Does that change your insurance? Maybe not. Not if you're leased to somebody, probably. What's the best way to deal with dispatchers? Hang up on them and quit. Hang up on them and quit, and tell them why you're quitting. Get another job and walk out of the place, for sure, because that kind of thing. And then do what he did, which is post it and make sure everybody else knows about it. That kind of thing shouldn't happen to anybody. Nobody has to be treated like that. Bugs. Nobody's got to be treated like that. If somebody says they're too tired to drive, why would you want them driving your truck? Oh, yeah, just go drive and kill 9 people. That's crazy. What do I think about Decker? Based out of Iowa, right? Fort Dodge, Iowa. I don't know that much about him. I'd have to see what they have to say. I haven't looked into Decker, really, to be honest with you. But Fort Dodge, so I have that on top of mind, I guess, that they're from Fort Dodge. I don't know anything else about them. But I do like this oversized idea. You can run lower miles too and get an APU, never idle the truck, and still make a ton of money if you're going to lease the truck from someone. Let me ask, what's a lease go? Is that like same as a payment? I'm just kind of curious about that if you're to lease the truck. Yeah, it's also about resale. That's interesting. Your 389 would have better resale. Yeah. Okay, so lower miles, that helps. Kind of like a car, I guess. Right? My car that I go to work in, I've only put 14,000 miles on it in 4 years. And so resale does really good on that because they don't have any miles on it. So I guess it would work the same on a truck. What I think about Schneider, I think Schneider has changed their ways a lot. I think that a lot of people work there and do good because they have a lot of dedicated runs. You can go there, get on a dedicated run, and just live your life. They have tankers, vans, they do all this different kind of stuff. And they have this thing where they fly you around. They'll fly you around the country if you want to do that and fly you back home. They fly people down here from Alaska and then fly them back to their house. Huh. Do some companies govern the truck if you lease on? Yep, they sure do. Ask them in advance. It's in your lease contract. And they'll plug it in to make sure you do it. Yes. You don't like that? Okay. Don't long those trucks get better resale? Yeah, but it's not enough to offset 4 years of fuel. It's not enough to offset 1,900 miles at Palmer. Forget that. Or are you talking about Schneider? That wouldn't be good anywhere, really, unless it's like 80 cents a mile. You're going to pay maybe, hundreds of dollars a week extra in fuel, over the life of that truck to get $10,000 of resale. When you spend 30 grand in fuel, it doesn't worth it. Not, and it does not worth it to me if I was buying the truck, because I want to make money with the truck. It's just a piece of business equipment. That's all it is. It isn't something to go out there and be all about, showing off or whatever. You can do that in your own time. But when we got a piece of business equipment, you want to use the one that's the most efficient, that's the best piece of equipment that you can get to run that business efficiently. And that business is your trucking. It's your trucking company. So it doesn't make any difference, long nose or whatever. If the long nose got better film mounts, I'd say go get that. Right. Right. You're there to make money. That's exactly correct. You have to figure out how to get in a top secret driving job. TSMT is you remember them, Tri-State Motor Transport. They have green trucks. Check them out, right? They run a lot of government contract, radioactive loads, ammunition. There's somebody that may need a top secret clearance. I don't know if they do, but they might be somebody that likes it. Oh, you're going to start a Maverick on the 7th? That's great, Mr. Jim. Let us know how it goes there. Hopefully it goes good, or people are going to be back on here going, you said that company is great. So I'm hoping it goes really good. Really. Yeah, go ahead, geeks. Give them a call tomorrow and call TSMT, and I'm curious about it, Oh, you work for Schneider. All right, so what do you think? Good? You do have a dedicated run? They do a ton of dedicated runs. They're forever advertising for that. Or you one of the people that they fly around the country, jet set drivers. Have anybody heard about that? Okay, Schneider has a program. They will fly you from where you are to somewhere in the country where they need you, and you work there for a couple weeks, and they'll fly you back. It's really amazing. And I saw this guy. They talked to him. He flies in from Alaska, flies down here, drives around, and then they fly him home. That's how bad they need drivers. If they're willing to fly you in. This isn't, Greyhound. Oh, imagine a Greyhound from Alaska. That'd be great. But yeah, do you fly in, or what do you do, or not? Or do you not want to sell? So that's okay too. Does Fuel Mods care a cattle hauler? Right. Cattle haulers, they don't seem to care. They have these long nose trucks and they're rolling, and I don't know what it pays. I'm going to say it pays better, but I don't know. I don't think it paid per cow, per pound of manure they shovel. I'm not sure how it pays. I don't know. For how many sheep they stab with that electric thing that they stick in the holes. I don't know. Company drivers get $1,200 guaranteed for 2,200 miles. That's pretty good. That's over 50 cents a mile. Jay at Auto Transport Intel is here. Hopefully everybody's watching his show on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Central. That's what I'm hoping. Because we were just talking about car hauling here. And I don't know anything, but Jay at Auto Transport Intel knows about it and brings people on that knows, unlike me, who I don't know anything. So hopefully we are all over there watching that show. Yeah, 60 cents is pretty good. Pretty good. Well, Mr. Skeptical, I just was running late. I thought I'd just pop in here today. Yeah, and see what everybody's doing. And I wanted to see how the computer would do too, really. I've never done a live show on the computer. And this is an old computer, so doing very good. Probably 5 years old. You're welcome there, Jay. I love the show, really. James, hello. Who do I drive for? Schneider is good if you have many looks up. Okay, I always have to say this a couple times, right? My company has a strict social media policy, so I don't talk about them. And I don't want them saying anything about what I have to say in my videos. Oh, we don't like that. We're friends with that company or whatever. So I don't mention them. And I also don't recruit for them. Many drivers out here, all they're doing is putting out recruiting videos about how great their company is. I don't do that either. Okay, so we have to be suspect of that. There's more than one good company to work for in the country. Mine, I've been here over 16 years. Mine would be a good one. There are many, though. I don't recruit for them, and I don't mention them. So that's how I do it. Because I've been there a long time, and I don't want them saying, hey, you got to shut the heck up or you're out of here. We can't have that. So, I got that side of it as well, So there you go. Do I like cab overs? I started out driving cab overs back when I had to avoid dinosaurs and stuff on the roads. And so they were easy to get around the dinosaurs and stuff that was flying around, all the lava while the earth was cooling. And I had a white Road Commanders where I learned to drive in. And then I had many Internationals at Freightliner cab overs. And, if you like climbing up a ladder going to work, it's okay. You can park them anywhere, right? They're like 5 feet long. And later they got a flat floor in them. So it was sort of like a conventional inside. It was okay with me. Better visibility, that's for sure. The trucks today are super quiet and much nicer. Mine had an air passenger window. Who remembers that? Air passenger. I had a button on the dashboard, and you'd press it down, and the passenger window was air. It went down like a Star Trek door. Shunk, just like that. It went down, and then you hit the button, and whoop, back up to the top. Amazing. Amazing. And air wipers, too. You could turn them on individually. Right. There's the old truck and talk of the day. Cattle haulers make good money. Right. It doesn't make any difference about fuel. I had to laugh. The one requirements of flying a driver. Oh, you have to live near an airport. Oh, so I don't qualify? Huh. I said about jobs in Midland that there's tons of oil jobs down there that are advertising $100,000 plus. That's for sure. Can I trust a driver recruit your company? Maybe. You might be able to, and you might not, but you also have to wonder if they're being paid. What are they really saying? Or did they just want you to come there so they get their money? So here's a company, 43 cents for company. Well, $1.45 for owners, not great. Oh, after 4 hours, $12 an hour. That's, that is not acceptable. You thought truckers like the sound of the engine. Not me. I like it to be quiet. Both your windows are air operated. Wow. I want it to be quiet in there. The sound of the engine sounds great, but and I've had these dual stack trucks. I've had W900Ls with big stacks. It just gets drones on all day, and I don't like it. I just want it to be quiet. Okay, thanks, Geeks Trucking. Thanks for popping in, and let us know how it goes when you call this place. I'm curious. Yeah, the turbo's nice to hear, right? But the window's coming down there. Hello, Gustavo. It's good to see you here. You have only one eye. Huh. How do I get an exemption? Yeah, you can't. I know I can get an exemption, but are there any schools that would train me? Yeah, I don't see why not. If you can pass the physical, okay, Jonathan, thanks for popping in. It's just a surprise showing up today, so I appreciate it. If you can pass the physical, I don't see why not, right? You're passed just like anybody that gets any other exemption, and that's what I would tell a company. I probably wouldn't even tell them. If you have an exemption and can pass it, that's really none of their business, right? You passed it. You don't need any kind of other special anything other than that. So I don't see why not, personally. Call a company that you don't want to work for. Really, I'm serious about this. This is for anybody that has some kind of information. Call and ask them call a couple places you don't work for and see what they say. That'll give you an idea of what the industry is doing, and it's a place that you're not going to have to try to apply for later. So that's a good way to do it. Yeah, 379, right? Your depth perception is shot. Yeah, but if you can get an exemption, you can drive, right? Yes, depth perception is off. And I do know the FMCSA does give an exemption for one eye, right? And so he can drive. And if you can pass your physical, you can drive. You should be able to get a job anywhere else. There's no reason to not hurry. When it's quiet, you hear everything outside. No, but maybe if you're sleeping. But during the day, I don't want to hear that thing droning on. That thing had the stack right here, right in front of the sleeper. Came out in front of the sleeper, my W900L, and it just was loud. When I first got the truck, I thought, oh, this is great. It's going to just roar down the road, which it did. But then 2 hours later, I'm like, wow, I got to keep this truck for 3 years. This is horrible. So I liked it for a couple of hours, and for a couple of years, I hated it because it was just too loud. I couldn't stand it. Oh, you like how truckers say one reason to go to school is no college debt. There are people, and I live here near Purdue, that go to school, come out with $100,000 of debt, and they're going to go get 30 grand. Okay, trucking is not like that. Even if you went into debt for it, I haven't seen any word more than about $8,000. Way less. Well worth it. Yeah, some dude with big pipe right next to you, and he thought he was all that. He probably ran his Jake through the parking lot. You wear custom plugs at night and those eye things, right, that cover your eyes up. Right. I'm still asking about Schneider here. Because I'm an hour from the nearest airport, can I not fly in and out? I didn't have to do that. How far do you have to be to the nearest airport, and what do they consider an airport? I'm an hour to the Indianapolis International Airport. So I guess Schneider won't hire me. I don't get to fly around the country. And I think that from what I saw, they want to get a tanker. Maybe they don't require it, but I saw it said, tanker and van or whatever. But I just thought it was really something that they'll fly people in from all around the country and literally from Alaska. And I don't know if they'll do it from Hawaii. All right, maybe I just didn't hear of anybody. I don't see why they wouldn't. And come in and drive and then fly you back because I guess you can't get a lot of miles in Hawaii for some reason. You paid 3,000 for your school. It was 160 hours. Okay, that's pretty good deal. That's pretty good. And say even if you had a debt and you had to pay it off every month, that's way better than college. You used to fuel aircraft at Newark. I used to pick up at Newark. I went to O'Hare to JFK to Newark to Columbus, Ohio to O'Hare. Big round trip every week. You had a better job than me. I had a ton of traffic. Hello, James from Seattle. What's it doing out there today in Seattle? Your airport was just in the news. SeaTac, they have a rat infestation. I thought that was funny. It was in the news today. That's why I know about it. Your van company requires a tank endorsement. Why? Do you haul stuff in there? I've had stuff where they want you to have the endorsement because I have these big tanks in the van. And you should get the endorsements anyway, right? Everybody should get all of their endorsements when they get their license. Okay, your depth perception is not shot. You can thread a needle, but okay, you could see a car 100. You can't thread a needle, but you can say that a car truck is 100 feet away. All right. Look, if you can pass the physical, they should hire you. Absolutely, they should hire you. Yeah, you know those big padded. You just do the cucumbers then. Sometimes you do that. Your ex-wife's aunt does custom earplugs as a side hobby. Wonder how you get in that as a side hobby. U-Haul, what's happening today? You like the sound. They sound great. They sound great. But, you know, driving it long distance, not for me. Oh, big plastic totes, and you got to have a tank for that? What do they fill them with? Is it worth claiming your phone bill on your taxes? It's worth claiming everything on your taxes that you can legally claim, he said loudly, because the IRS is for sure listening. Claim everything that you can legally claim, including your cell phone. And any other legal deductions and not non-legal ones, like Wesley Snipes did. You want your truck to be really loud. Yeah, that's going to be annoying because a lot of cities have noise ordinances also. So you go through these cities and some local cop's going to give you a ticket every time you come in. Keep that in mind. Oh, they're 110 gallons of tote. That's not a tote. I'm thinking a little tote. A tote. That's a tank. Holy crap. Your late husband and you drove for RK, leased to Jones. Okay. You hauled government loads. Okay. Now, did you need a top secret for that or whatever? Because Geeks is thinking about that. My live chat just disappeared. There is. I did see Burt Reynolds died, and that is a sad day, right? I love Burt Reynolds. So RIP to Burt out here from Trucking Answers. You're pulling 18 plastic note totes now. Is there anything in them? Do you ship with the Jake? Did you ship with the Jake on when you drove the older truck? Yes. My Jake is on almost all the time. Shift with it on, right? Once you get shifting, no problem, right? Don't let it pop in between. And now the computer delays it on trucks. You don't have to worry about it. I don't know if she got into it, but last year she got contract to go to a local coal mine. Huh? Really? It's just fascinating what people find to do in their life. Here's somebody who gets a coal mine contract to make earplugs. Amazing. Okay, so that's a long ride too. That's pretty good. Hopefully that delivers Monday morning. Then we can play the slots and make some money. Yeah, so there's resin. Yeah, this is not exactly a tote. I think we have a different definition. You and me, I think, have a different idea what a tote is. Why did the truck delay the Jake so it doesn't miss the shift? It's much better that way. Yeah, 1 hour and 10 minutes till the weekend for some people, right? Some of us are just starting to work. What does the FMCSA consider when approving authority? I don't know. I don't think it's any problem, right? Don't you just fill a form out and get your authority? IBC, isn't that a root beer? So they're full of root beer. Totes liquid only requires endorsement. Yeah, I just think 110 gallons is not exactly a tote. Not exactly a tote. That's a pretty big tote. If they're full, that's like a full load. Tote. I thought you had like little totes that people put under their bed after they suck all the air out of their comforters and stick them in a plastic bag. Yeah, these are giant containers. 1,000 kilograms. That's a lot because we're in America. So we don't know how much that is. That's like more than 30 pounds. right? Because we're not sure how much that is out here in America. Right, International Brewing Company, right? It's root beer. IBC root beer, I've seen it. Homebound with powder coating stuff. Oh, nice. Nice. Powder coat. Powder coat everything. Pop in the oven. You got it made. I don't understand what yeah, okay, paint additive. Huh, you can get with James with their powder coating. One issue with the lead driver I had is how we get out at the guard check. He could not go in, only one driver at the dock. Oh my gosh. Well, what do they do with the other person? Leave you outside? Yeah, 2.2 pounds per kilogram, right? We learned that from Tony Montana, right? We know exactly how much is in a key, right? So the older truck shifting with Jake's on crew. Well, if the Jake catches the RPM and drops them fast, right, you won't get the shift. And so that's why the electronics of the truck now delay it a couple seconds before they come on, even after you let off of the fuel, so that you don't miss any shifts. That's why the computer does it. So you don't, if you hit some of them, as soon as you pop it out, right, the Jake comes on, and then your RPMs go to nothing because you're not in gear, and now you don't have a shift, and you look like you started driving last Tuesday. So that isn't any good. And you're making a lot of noise. 110 gallons can be considered a tote. Yeah, by you. But it just seems like tote would, it should be some kind of different, we need to have a different word. A tote is something you carry around, a tote bag. Something small that is hand available. That's what I'm thinking, not a gigantic tote. Do I float the gears? Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. I have an automatic now. Okay. So let's be honest about that. But in a stick, sure, we're floating. Absolutely. That's the only way to drive. Too much clutching otherwise. Right. We're going to have to let those truckers roll for Burt Reynolds this weekend for sure. Yeah. I'm sure they call them totes. It just doesn't seem like, a, if I ask somebody what's a tote, they're not going to say 110 gallon container. That's for sure. That's not going to happen. Yeah, I'm going to call them gigantic containers. What's in Fernley anyway that gets them? There's nothing there. Fernley, Nevada. And you have your chains right? Depends which way you're going, I guess. Chain law went up here the other day. So we got to start carrying chains. 270 gallons is an intermediate bulk container. Wow. Ah. Right, we're done with totes. And it's almost 5. I'm going to be popping out of here shortly. So I wanted to see if this would work, and I'm glad everybody came in here today. Ironically, Gear Grinder floats the gears, which is somewhat of a weird name if you're floating. So y'all have to have your chains if you're running out west, right? Colorado, and they just put that up September 1st. So we have to carry a chain with us if you're going to roll out west. Your truck is not going to roll until Monday. Okay. Oh, all right. Well, that's nice for some of us. Some of us still have to go in tonight. If some people would stop delaying themselves in Michigan and get to work, that's for sure. Instead of being up at the Michigan casinos up there. Okay, good. Yeah. Be sure to lay them out. Everybody should lay them. I'm going to do a video about these pretty soon about installing them on a truck because most people haven't installed them. So I'm going to do that, but lay them out. Make sure they're not rusted. Make sure they aren't broken. You have pieces broken. You need them, and you need them to work. And if they ever get inspected, you can be ticketed for having chains that aren't in any kind of good condition. So you want to make sure they're in good condition, even if you're not going to use them. The co-driver stay at the guard check until empty, and the lead driver stays in the truck. Yikes. Hopefully the guards have something to do. Maybe they have battleship out there. Right, I agree. And the company should say if you need chains, you should get off the road. But if an officer inspects the chains and they're all rusted or they have broken parts or whatever, you can be ticketed just for that, even though you're never going to use them. So we don't want to do that. All right, Peterbilt 379. It's good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. Yes, for Burt, for sure. We're all sad about that. I didn't know he was that old. Change it for emergencies, but if you need them, yeah, people carry them all year. If you need them, it's nice to have them. And if an officer inspects them, I'm telling you, they have to be in good condition. They have to be in good repair, I think is what the word is. So if they're not, you could be ticketed even though you're never planning on using them. Take them out on a nice day, lay them out, make sure they're all in good condition. If not, go get new ones. or get them fixed, have your company fix them, however you want to do it. Yeah, you should get decent pay, get benefits, retirement, uh, maybe uniforms, depending. Some companies have uniforms that look like a garbage man or whatever. So it just depends what they give you, or wear nice clothes, not cut up Ozzy Osbourne shirts, I guess. You get off the road when the signs go up. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I've used them in just weird places where I'm like at a truck stop and can't get out, and I'll throw just a couple singles on to get out because people are stuck. I've noticed people are stuck everywhere and nobody can put them on. So you put a couple singles just to get some gription going, and then off they go. So make sure you have a ton of bungees to go with it, about 6 per wheel. So 24 plus extras, 30 bungees you should also have with you. You also have a single big bungee, which I don't have one. It's got ones that come out from the center of it. I'll see if I can find one somewhere. I don't know where I would get one to show you what that is. But otherwise, 6 individual black bungees per tire plus extra. So 30, pack of 30 to go with you to keep them tight on there. All right. So that's it. So I'm at 5. I'm going to wrap up here today. I appreciate everybody coming on and that this worked out good. So that is great for me and you, especially that I'm not all fuzzy and blocked up or whatever. So I'll be able to use this more as well. Yeah, I'd rather you shut down for a day or two also. And look, that's why I like a guarantee. So that if you shut down somewhere, you still get paid your guarantee. That's why I like a floor on the pay. I think it's a good idea to get a floor. Yeah, I'm going to do videos on winter driving for sure. For sure. What is clutch overheat and automatic? It's being slipped too much. Usually that happens in backing. When you back up, I've seen that. Or if you're creeping along forward and you're creeping, okay, it doesn't like that, and it'll overheat and it'll stop shifting for a little bit of time until it turns its temperature down until it cools off. You'll get a light on the dashboard. Timothy, welcome from the other side of the planet in Italy. He is here today. Oh, thank you, James. I appreciate it. I try to say it like it is and stay above all the fray that's certainly going on YouTube right now. I'm out of that for sure. It's beer 30 for you, but it's almost work 30 for me if somebody would get back here from Michigan. So I'm going to wrap up at 5 p.m. today. I do want to thank everybody for coming in. Thanks, Jay, for coming in. I appreciate it. You're going to go to beer 30 with him? That's awesome. Yeah, you guys can keep that beer, though. Can't use that when I'm driving. Right, Timothy? Even in Italy, you can't do it. What time is it in Italy right now? Wow, Claudia's got a break in Friona, Texas. You're quite welcome, Peasky, and I appreciate you being here and everybody coming in today, especially just popping up like this, not scheduled or anything, just a pop-up. So, Splay from the UK, man, it's worldwide in here. Italy, down the street, UK, man. Michael, thank you for coming in. Say what pops in here today? Clowning around, I see, as usual, and I appreciate it. So I'm wrapping up. It's 5. I appreciate everybody coming in. Be sure to be back Monday at 1. We'll be back live Monday at 1, of course, for the regular live show and do some other videos. And a new blog is up and everything. So it's at 11 in Italy. Wow. And the blog is up on the channel. So that's going to wrap it up. I thank you for coming in. 5 o'clock, right? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 5 o'clock here, and I have to get ready for a late day of work. We'll be back Monday and some more videos. All right? Give me your suggestions. I'll see you soon. Thanks for coming in, everybody. See you later.